Great, it's Mrs. Feathers. I want to go over your TDA prompt and assignment for this week. Last week, you read the prompt, deconstructed the prompt, found the two elements in the prompt, and then did a match with what each sentence in a TDA prompt means. This week, we're taking it one more step. We are going to start finding evidence to support our prompt. You will notice on Google Classroom that you have an assignment called TDA Deconstruct Prompt and Find Evidence. Your prompt this week is about the story Gary the Dreamer. Let's go ahead and read the prompt together. The prompt says, in the story Gary the Dreamer, Gary learned about his Mexican-American culture through his community. The author used the text structure of sequence of events to show how Gary changed as he grew older. Use the events in Gary's life as evidence to support your answer. So the first thing we need to do is take a look at our prompt and find the elements that the prompt is asking us about. If you remember from last week, the first sentence in a TDA prompt gives me the story title and a summary. The second sentence is where I need to do my detective work. This sentence is where I will find the evidence, or where I will find the elements that the prompt is asking me about. Let's reread this sentence. It says the author used the text structure of sequence of events to show how Gary changed as he grew older. This week, we are looking at an informational or nonfiction text, meaning you do not even need to look at this literature side. I notice the words text structure in that second sentence. Therefore, one of my elements is text structure. This text is set up as a sequence of events, so putting events in order. This text is about Gary, so the events are the order of Gary's life. I also noticed the word events. So my second element is events, concepts, or steps. If you take a look at the second slide, the directions say, on the identified pages, find a piece of evidence to support the TDA prompt. Remember, you are searching for the sequence of events in Gary's life to show how he changed over time. This week, I gave you what pages you will find evidence on. So after you reread the story, you will need to go back and take a look at these pages. The first piece of evidence is going to be on page 63. So I want to go back and reread page 63. In kindergarten, I learned my colors. I learned to tie my shoes and to be nice. I liked to sing too. My brother said he could hear me from the next classroom. I made my first friend, Daryl. I made another friend, Jose. At recess, we went on the slide. It was like a big shiny spoon and slippery. Then we went on the swings. It was scary but fun going high and jumping out. Then we went on the monkey bars. If I fell, I never got hurt. In first grade, I practiced writing the alphabet. The letters were big and blocky. I wrote my name, Gary. Some days, my nice teacher would have to tell me, Gary, sit still. I wiggled a lot in my chair. I dreamed a lot. I was busy looking at the floor or my hands or out the window. Wow, could that be my canary in the tree? I couldn't pronounce some words. I couldn't say sandwich. I would say Sammy. I knew that 2 + 2 was 4, but what was 5 + 7? I counted out my answer on my fingers, sticky from the peanut butter and jam inside my Sammy. We need to be looking again for sequence of events that help develop Gary as he grew older. I am going to use this piece of evidence here where it says, in kindergarten, I learned my colors. I learned to tie my shoes and to be nice. So on my chart, I'm going to type my evidence. Because I'm taking this evidence directly from the text, I need to make sure I put it in quotation marks. As you work through, you are going to find more pieces of evidence on these pages that show that Gary is growing up and developing as a character. So the first piece of evidence was about kindergarten. The next piece of evidence will be about later in his life, and the last piece of evidence will be at the end of the story. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out, and I will be more than happy to help you. Have a wonderful day, third grade.